Toter.
And I'm Mary Kathryn Miller.
And we would like to welcome you to this edition of the Dog Pound. Now, the Dog Pound is the place where you can get the latest and greatest on news, sports, and anything that is happening in our town today. We have a very special guest with us today. Before we get to that, here's Mary Kathryn with a few announcements.
The first boys high school football game is August 23rd against Crittenden County at home. The first volleyball game is August 19th at Mayfield. Make sure to support our Bulldogs.
Go team! Now, please give a warm welcome to Coach Malray.
The first question we have for you today is, as the new athletic director at Fulton City, how do you think the sports program will do this year, and what are your main goals for the sports teams at Fulton City?
I'm hoping all of our sports teams do well. I hope we're successful and every team can compete. And as an overall athletic department, I would like to see us be able to have multiple student athletes progress into college, academically and athletically.
What are the most rewarding things about being an athletic director?
Just seeing that development of the student athlete from, just the academic side of it, and then them also growing as an athlete to reach, maybe heights they didn't think they could reach. So just seeing the overall growth of a student athlete and them being successful.
How did you first become involved with volleyball?
In 2002, I was hired to teach here at Fulton City. I was asked to coach volleyball, and to be honest, I didn't know anything about the sport in 2002, but as a first-year teacher, when they ask you, do you want to coach, the answer is yes. So, I needed a job, and so I just, from that point, just started going and talking to college coaches and going to coaching clinics and reading books, watching videos, and just trying to get as much input as I could.
What is the biggest challenges high school students face when trying to play sports?
I would say skill development overall as far as being a particular athlete. As far as this area, we're not a big area as far as our community, so there's not a lot of resources for student athletes to grow and get better in their sport. So they have to put in a lot of hard work and a lot of time in the off season, on their own to get where they need to be.
These past 2 seasons have been a success since Fulton City's volleyball team won the last 2 districts in a row. What do you think enhanced the girls' motivation overall?
I think just holding them to a higher standard, not only in the classroom but in practice also. We've pushed them to do things a lot better, and if they do not perform at a certain level, there's consequences for that in practice. So, and I've always had the mentality, try to do everything perfect. If you don't reach being perfect, you're still going to be pretty good. And if I just let them settle for just getting by and we don't reach that, then we're not going to be very good.
So what's your main goal for the volleyball team this year?
Try to three-peat, win a 3rd district championship in a row, win the All-A, go to the All-A state tournament, and then make a run at the region tournament. And hopefully if the seeding works out, maybe we can get into the region championship game and face McCracken County, and then it's just one night to see what we can do.
Okay. What is the hardest part about coaching an all-girls team?
Really, I actually enjoy coaching the girls better than I do the boys. I've coached, every sport here except for middle school girls basketball and cheerleading, and I just find that female athletes seem to have the desire to really work hard consistently. There's not really, I guess you could say, a lot of attitude or a lot of things that I have to deal with or that I've had to deal with coaching. I mean, there's going to be times when, there's a few conflicts here and there, but for the most part, I enjoy coaching volleyball more than I have any sport that I've coached here.
As a coach, what difficulties do you face in a small district?
Funding. And of course, it's not just in our district, but nationwide with the way budget cuts are now. Just finding the resources we need to provide everything we need for the girls to be successful and continue to get better. So I would say funding is the biggest issue.
How do you feel about the new rule of having played 3 out of 5 games instead of 2 out of 3 games?
It has its good and bad, sides. The 3 out of 5, of course, could make for a longer night, and when you're out 2 to 3 nights during a school week, so you could have extended time out, and you've got homework and tests to study for, so it could be a little harder for a student athlete. On the positive side, if you have young ladies, young women who are looking to go into college athletics and play volleyball, this will kind of prepare them for what they're going to be doing on the college level.
What is your favorite thing about coaching volleyball and why?
Just competing, getting out, competing, trying to do better, than the next school, the next team, the next coach, and then seeing, young ladies or young women grow as student athletes. You may have someone come in their first year and they may not have any idea how to play the game at all, and just seeing them grow and progress throughout the season and get better.
If you had to describe your team in one word, what would it be and why?
Right now, I would say together. There's not a lot of, bickering and, I guess behind the back stuff. I'm sure that goes on where I may not see it, but for the most part, what I see, everyone's together, everyone's on the same page, everybody's working for that same goal.
Do you ever feel like overwhelmed by all the titles you have?
Sometimes, especially with the start of the school year and trying to get everything in place, and lesson plans and curriculum maps and the AD stuff and the coaching, not to mention being a husband and a father. So there's times you get a little busy and you think, oh wow, am I even doing what I'm supposed to be doing today?
Well, this concludes our interview with Coach Malray. Thank you all for listening in.
Mary.
Thank you, Coach Malray. I'm Cless.
And I'm Mary Kathryn.
And we are signing out.